Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. Drink it if you got it. Wow, that's good. It's Monday morning. Monday morning, October the 7th, down here in Florida. Everything else, the importance of virtually everything else, it's kind of been put on the back burner while we get yet another dose of the realities of life. I guess the reason I'm sitting here philosophizing today, and I do want to make a point. I do want to make a point in this, and I always want to make a point in my little morning speeches, is that we're facing right now. We're facing with this hurricane coming in, yet another situation where we all find ourselves prioritizing our lives. We're going to get shaken up. Not all of us, but many of us. We're going to get shaken up. For many of us, there's a physical threat of actually living through it. And I certainly feel for those on the west coast of Florida, my daughter among them. They live in an area that is not vulnerable to storm surge. Living on the water is gorgeous and beautiful, but you pay a price for that. Disasters are going to come. I hate the cliche, but it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. They're inevitable because the forces of nature make it inevitable. Most of those people that live have to evacuate. They have to leave everything behind. And if your home is anything like my home, it is home. It doesn't represent just a structure. It's a sanctuary. It is our space where the rest of the world is not allowed in. In my home, I have, I'll call them the souvenirs of a lifetime of experiences, of failures and successes, things that we call sentimental value. So much of the stuff in my home has sentimental value, ties me to my past, to my family, to my ancestors. So much of the stuff in my home is there so that I can live a convenient and comfortable life. And I've made it as pretty, as comfortable, even dare I use the word luxurious, because we seem to be preoccupied with that term, luxury. It's applied to virtually everything we buy. Buy a luxury house, a luxury car, everything. We think that makes it better. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I'm sitting on a couch right now that's been sitting outside for years. It's ratty, dirty, doesn't look pretty. I don't care. It sits outside. It gets damp. It's in a patio. I don't preoccupy myself with stuff like that, but I wouldn't have this inside my house. But I'm not too proud to sit on it or make a video on it. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. But in 2 days, we are going to get a hurricane through here that has the potential to destroy my home. I live in what is affectionately known as a trailer park, although it's an upscale one and considered a retirement community of modular homes. Always the areas that sustain the most damage. Also in here, the area had been prone to flooding, although in previous storms where so much of this community flooded, I happened to be lucky enough to be at one of the highest spots in the community, and my home has survived. And my house has survived since it was built here or put here 34 years ago in 1990. And it's had 3 or 4 occupants or owners since then. All along the way, there are always these hourglass moments where you need to prioritize and you need to make a decision. Things are going to change. Things may change drastically. What are the most important things that I need going forward? And unfortunately, when I look around my house and what I can evacuate with, I'm forced to make a conscious decision to give up most of the things that have sentimental value to me. It would take a semi-truck moving van to indeed take all of them with me. And I have an SUV. And I bought a bigger one because of this very reason. If I have to leave with the fear that I may not have a structure or a home left, only a pile of rubble, what do I need to take with me? So as I sit here this morning talking to you, the most important things that for me that I have to consider over the next 2 days, because I have until Wednesday to decide what I need to take with me. Is there hope? Yeah, there's still hope, because this storm may wobble 30, 40 miles in one direction or another. At the present time, the center line of that cone is making a beeline right here. I've got 2 factors to worry about. I've got wind and flooding. Both of those are factors. The extent of those, believe it or not, really hinge on exactly where the center of that storm passes. I've, even 2 days in advance, pretty well assured that I do have to evacuate. I have to be in a structure more sturdy than this. I'm not going to ride out the nightmare of being in the center of one of these things in a modular home, even though I have confidence that by the time that storm gets over here to the East Coast, it may do some damage. It may tear up the screen porch where I'm sitting, but I think the actual structure of my house will survive. I don't want to be in it. I can go to my son's house. He has a much more substantial home. It's brick over frame. So I have a lot of my future life altering decisions to make. What am I going to do? Am I going to go? If I go, where am I going to go? Will I be able to go? Am I going to end up in a shelter? Is there even going to be a shelter available? These are all unknowns. And when I go, what do I need to take with me that I won't be able to live without? Because that really is, do I take 100 pounds of old photographs with me because of the sentimental value? How about records? About all my tax records? How about all the important papers that I have? I can't take everything. Do I take my computer? I have to take my computer. My whole life is on that computer, and hard drives. Need to take that with me. I can't take the monitors. I may have to be camping in my car for a few days. So I need to take food. I need to take water. I need to take my little cook stove. I need to take my backup power supplies. I need to take my notebook and all my portable electronic devices. Am I going to disappear from YouTube, or am I going to make sure I have a way to keep doing this? Well, that depends if there's cell phone service and I can stream, because I know there's going to be power failures, and I know more than likely that even my cable modem where I connect to the internet through will go out. So this is what my life's going to be like for the next 2 days. And boy, am I not unique. And I don't have near the stuff to worry about. In fact, people on the west coast of Florida worrying about a potential 20-plus foot storm surge if this thing hits just right in the Tampa area or Fort Myers or Sarasota. That will change their lives forever and maybe kill them if they're not smart. We have too many people in Florida and not enough places to go when something like this comes along. I'd say wish me luck, but I know you all are. And as I wish luck to everybody that's facing this. And as it has in the past for me, when all the dust settles and the sun comes out Thursday and Friday, I'll be sitting here in this same couch, in this same screen porch, in this same house, telling you, I'm glad I prepared, but it was a nothing burger. And I'm going to be slightly optimistic based on the current scenario that where I am has always survived and will, for a number of reasons that I don't have the time to get in here. But for a number of reasons, I am in a fairly well protected location from the worst of the winds. I think that's about it. I don't know if I made a point today, but what this does to you, and if there's any point to be taken away, if any of you are even still watching this now, is that it's times like this that the reality of what's really important in life to you really hits home. And the stuff that you thought was important and the stuff that aggravated you just fades away into trivia. I think to exit this video on a little happy music, I'm going to have another nice sip of my coffee. It's 8:15 now. I'm going to turn on the TV and see the 8 o'clock numbers of the storm. And as we get closer to it coming, hopefully they'll get more accurate and we'll be able to do our planning. I'm going to fire up this cigar. I'm going to concentrate for the next few days, not on working, not on making videos, not on being a YouTuber, but on prioritizing my life and what are the most important things for me to take with me, for fear they might not be here when I come back. And it's not just me. There's so many people gone through this same thing. I feel deeply for all of them. But for now, let's have a little happy music. So I got my lighter. Excuse me while I light my cigar. And I'll say right now, take the rest of the day off. If you're anywhere near where this thing's going to hit, use that day to get ready, make your plans, prioritize your life. If you're not, just enjoy the day off. I don't care where you are or what you're doing, eat meat.